Hello, everyone. This is Shaunita Nicole, founder of Unleash the Boss. Today, I want to give you the 5 keys to building an audience of buyers on social media. Social media is an essential place for any business to be on today. It can benefit your business in many different ways. First, it can spread awareness of your brand. Your customers are already there, so you definitely want to be on social media. You can have contacts with your audience, so you get to go in and meet them. They can know a little bit more about you, a little bit more about your brand, and you can also have direct and effective engagement. So here's how you can start building an active audience right now. Number 1, develop an audience growth mindset. So many of us feel a little bit uneasy on social media, but you have to get into the right mindset before you start developing an audience growth mindset on social media. So you have to put yourself in the frame of social media is not a toy, but I'm using social media as a tool for my business. So how do you get into a positive mindset? Create a routine, finding an activity. So for me, my routine with social media is I usually get up in the morning, I post an inspirational quote. Midday, I may post a selfie. Late evening, I may post something about my business or something that can help someone else in their business. When you're positive, others naturally want to interact with you. Negativity drives people away. So you want to make sure you keep your social media clean, keep your page clean of any type of negativity. Be careful not to share anything negative on your post because people are constantly watching you. So I try to make my social media pages something where people can come and be inspired or motivated, or a place where they can come and laugh, or a place they can come and learn something. So make sure that you will always stand on the positive side. Get started each time thinking about how you can help others. That is so important. People can smell when you're just trying to sell. So you want to make sure you always are thinking about how you can serve others. And finally, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Again, if you're having a rough day, you don't have to share everything on social media. Keep it to yourself because people are constantly watching you, okay? Avoid sales and promotion. So, again, we're using social media as a tool versus a toy. However, it's still a place to be social. So it's okay to sell on social media, but you can't be too salesy, like buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. You want to make sure it's a place that you're being social, casual, friendly, but you don't want to push sales all the time, okay? So a rule of thumb that I try to use is maybe 80-20. So 80% about you, about life, how you can serve others, and 20% about your business. Next steps. Create a pre-social media routine that helps you get into a good mood. So you want to maybe do some content planning in advance. Identify ways you can help people or lift them up with your posts. Again, it's a lot of positive things you can do on social media. You can spotlight other businesses. You can spotlight your customers. Plenty of things you can do. It takes time after getting started before you start seeing results. So you're not going to see results on social media, like you're not going to see results right away. But after you engage with your audience on a daily basis, once you become consistent, people get to know you, you will then start to see some results. So you have to be careful not to just spin your wheels and get not done. So it's okay to be social, but don't get on social media and get lost in the timeline and the news feed and lose focus. Each time you log on, you got to make sure you're focused on what your goals are. Because it can be, you get the notifications, you get the live notification alerts. Next thing you know, you're watching a funny video and you can totally forget what you came on social media to do. It's okay to be social, but you want to make sure that you stay focused on your goals also. You always want to keep your audience goal front and center. Remember, people are always watching you. It's important to clarify why you're growing your audience on social media. The goal will determine every decision you make along the way. Ask yourself, why do I want a bigger audience on social media? What will it do for my business? So the more eyeballs we have on our business, it's a good chance more eyeball will equal our business growing. Whether that become having more customers or people are spreading more information about our business. Some of your goals may include, as I said before, increasing your sales, driving leads, sharing your expertise. Identify clear goals that will help direct you towards getting results. So I got a little tongue twisted there. Identify clear goals that will help direct you toward getting results. 3, know where to find your audience. So there are 5 major platforms, but it's best to pick 1 or 2 where your potential audience is the biggest and most engaged. So you want to pay attention to your demographic of your audience. You want to pay attention to if your friends or your family, your customers are on Facebook and Instagram, you want to be there. Or if you have your audience is more on LinkedIn or Twitter, you want to make sure you're there. So you want to just pick 1 or 2 where you're going to get the biggest and most engagement at. Identify your goal for growing your audience on social media and write it down in 1 sentence that's as clear and as specific as possible. So Facebook has groups and pages designed for businesses. It offers great ways to engage with your followers. The big 5 are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Each has a slightly different character, functionality, and user base. And you want to make sure you know this because people do things different on each platform, and you want to respect that platform. So, people do things on Instagram one way, and they do things on Facebook one way. So you want to make sure you know how that platform operates. You know how they say when you're in Rome, you do what Romans do. So you want to make sure you know the platform that you're on at the time. Twitter features timely content such as breaking news, which is good for research. LinkedIn is for business professionals. It's great for building authority and full of useful features. YouTube, make an account and or business channel. Share videos and interact with other creator contents. Use your target market demographics. Ask your existing customers, followers, where they like to spend a lot of their time online. Look for discussions where people are actively talking about each other and join the conversation. So groups, I'm a big lover of Facebook groups. So you want to get in the habit of joining groups where you think your ideal customer is and becoming a part of the community. It's so important that you don't just join these groups and be spammy or just try to make sales. You want to join these groups, become a part of the community, let people get to know you, and then that's another way where you can build your audience and potentially build your customer base. Show up every day and interact. Social media is time sensitive, so you have to maintain a regular presence. Getting started by spending a bit of time each day by creating a schedule. So this is so true. So social media is super fast. I'm a big Facebook user. I use Instagram. I used to be a bigger Instagram user, but I kind of switched over to Facebook because of the Facebook Live feature. You can share videos. So I'm kind of back and forth between both platforms. But what I do know is social media moves fast. And if you miss a day, or if you're one of these people who go on these social media fasts, you will come back and your audience will be gone. Like, their attention span is super quick. So you have to be intentional and show up every single day on social media. So your next steps are going to be to research the major platforms to see where your audience is already actively engaged. Set up a profile on that platform where you see the most engagement. Other activities to plan for include connecting with new people, researching your audience, and checking out the metrics. So I like to tell my business partners, even myself, you want to make a rule, make it a habit to connect with new people every day. You cannot have more with the same. So, for example, Facebook lets you have up to 5,000 Facebook friends. Is no way that you can be building a business or a brand and only have 500 Facebook friends. So every day you want to be connecting people to your page. Now, if you use a business page, there are a lot of groups that you can join as your business page. But either way, you want to make sure that you are constantly finding people and connecting with new people every single day. You don't want to sit around and wait for people to come to you. You have to go to the people. Identify your tasks that you'll do, like posting, answering questions. Plan a time to watch your post so you can respond to comments. So engagement is key. So if someone comments on your post, you want to make it your business to respond back to those comments. Now, of course, once your brand grows, you're not going to be able to respond to every single person, but you definitely want to make your presence known and let people know that you see them and you hear them. Next steps. Determine a daily social media schedule that's focused on tasks that will help you reach your goal and doesn't take a great deal of time out of your other work. Identify the activities you'll carry out during that time and a time for each. So again, you want to make sure you have a schedule. There are some programs out here that you can use to schedule your posts. Or you can just get a social media calendar, or you can use tools like Canva and plan out your posts in advance. So that way, even if you're not using a third-party tool to post your things on social media, you can already have things already planned out to post. Make the best use of your time by customizing your news feed. So I had to do this recently. My news feed. So again, we're talking about Facebook because I use Facebook all the time. The people that I interact with on Facebook, those are the people that come up in my news feed on a daily basis. But those are not the people that I'm trying to make my customers or my audience. So I have to be mindful of that. So I have secretly unfollowed some people. When you unfollow people on Facebook, they don't know that they're unfollowed. But I unfollow them just so I can change up my news feed and see different faces and engage with different people. But I purposely, if I'm looking for a certain people, like my business partners, I'll type in their names and kind of go through and see what's going on with them so they won't feel neglected. But you want to make sure that you customize your news feed. If there's anything coming up in your news feed that you don't want to see, make sure you unfollow or unfriend. I make it my business to fill my news feed with positivity and with things that are going to inspire me. Start small and then scale up when you start seeing results. Get your audience to take action, including a call to action in every post. So on those posts, well, maybe not every post, but in those posts where you're trying to get your audience to do something for your business, you have to tell people what to do. So it's almost like, you have to think like childlike. You have to tell people to click this button, go to my website, read this. You have to tell people what to do. You can't just assume they're going to do it. You have to tell them what to do. 5, always have a call to action. So no matter what your goal is, the key is to engage people. You don't have to create content for people to be passive. So again, engagement is key. Relationship is key. Yes, you do want to have content, but relationships and engagement sometimes trump content. Join group discussions, interact with your audience content. So when you're scrolling down the timeline or Facebook or Instagram, engage. If they say, hey, post your first Facebook selfie, do that. Engage with them. Or if you see someone had a cute baby, or they just had a major life event, comment on it. Become a part of the community. Ask a question. Share a news story. Like if you see some breaking news, share that on your timeline. Finally, find the best times to post. So I have played around with this, and it definitely, I know there are a lot of different facts out here in articles about the best time to post on social media. I would say the best time to post is when your audience is there. So that would kind of depend on the demographics of your audience. Okay, so pay attention to that. But you'll see the higher engagement you get on your post, the better results you would get in your business. So you definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to the times. And if you have something that you notice that you get a lot of engagement on, note that down, because your audience is telling you that they like that. Share a tip. I like to do Tip Tuesdays. People love tips. They love quotes. Take advantage of engagement features. Next steps. Identify 3 of the mentioned strategies you will use for engagement. Decide what action you want people to take and where you can include the call to action. So I'm talking about Facebook just because I use Facebook on a daily basis. So I have decided that I try to not put links in my posts as often, because Facebook and other social media platforms, they really don't like people to leave their platform because they have advertisers there and they need people to stay on the platform. So I'll tell people to click my link in the comments. I'll leave the link in the comments. So just decide what action that you want people to take and where you want to include your call to action. Links are okay, but that's just something that I do because I notice a bigger difference when I don't put a link directly in the post. Present a challenge. I just got done doing a 30-day challenge on shutting up your inner critic, and it was a really good challenge. I got a lot of good engagement off of that challenge. And finally, if you want to learn more on how you can build your audience on social media, just go to my website, www.unleashtheboss.com. I also have a link below where you can sign up for the full course. Okay, so I hope these tips were helpful to you. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.